All right, what up, everybody? Lonnie here, and I just wanted to jump in. We had a good killer week with TXC in the market, so this is going to be a little bit of a update on how that moved. But I also want to touch on Telegram. So if some of you have been watching, we have been trying to clean up and kind of organize Telegram a little bit better. Help people learn the different channels and avenues that you can go with posting and where you can find the best information. So let's share my screen real fast so you guys can see what I'm talking about. What we got over here is the Telegram channel, and I cut off the side because I have a couple private conversations going on the side that I wasn't going to tell everybody's business. So this is the Mind TXC tabs that you see on the side. These are all the different channels. Some of them have been closed temporarily while they're not relevant, and we'll open those up again once relevant. General is the most common one. This is where people are posting kind of their vague questions or comments about what's going on, looking for feedback and dialogue. If you don't have a specific section that you're going to fall in with this, just jump in the general. The start here is self-explanatory. That's where we're welcoming new miners. You're probably not going to see too many new people in there right now with the cease and desist letter, of course, but it's there. If you're introducing something brand new, or if you haven't been around for a while and you're looking for somewhere to start and navigate, this is where you want to start and navigate. Industry articles and links. Now, this one's going to be a little bit fixated on websites and articles that are going to be coming out, both from TXC and relevant ones in the crypto world. With the updates that we just got from the PR team, where their mod team has came in and is helping kind of clean up and manage the group. One of the things that's very common is that, especially once this group kind of becomes more publicly accessible, you don't let everybody post articles. It causes a lot of spam, and it can obviously mess up the group a little bit in its direction. Until we've kind of built a framework of what articles can be in and sourced in, right now, articles are limited to only being shared by admin or the mods, unless it is a TXC specifically allowed or Texit allowed um, website link. So you'll get you'll get muted, and then I'll have to unmute you and welcome you back into the group. Just send it to an admin if there's something that you want to be highlighted or you want to share. Send it to myself. Send it to one of the admins. We'll post it for you. But this is where you can go and you can read on some stuff that's going on. I just shared the recent SEC and CFTC clarity article on how they're classifying cryptocurrencies, so you could read on that. Tech support. Again, if you have a question, something going wrong in your back office, something going wrong on your app, and you need help walking through on how to use that, or looking for troubleshooting, jump in here. Got a little Iskander action. If you're looking for some clarity on what's going on with Iskander before you jump in, or if you are in Iskander and you're looking for questions geared around that project, that's there. There will probably likely be another full group started for Iskander, but as of right now, we're just kind of helping bridge that gap for people doing both. Scams and warnings. This is be on the lookout. If you're getting DMs from somebody and it's not, and they hadn't stated it in one of the public groups, be careful. Double check. Nobody's going to take offense if you say, "Hey, can you guys check this group? Is this the right person?" Send us what they said if you need to. Always click on their name and bring up their username, because we need to be able to remove them from the group if they are a scammer before they change their username and then they get back into hiding. So try to get us a picture of their username, and an admin or mod will find them and remove them if they are a scammer. Exchange and trading tab. This is obviously my favorite one. Let's talk about the things that are moving, how the price is, and what's going on in the market price and affecting that and driving. And then this is the one that I wanted to talk about the most. The announcements and updates. There is a separate channel right here that Corey shared. Make sure you're following this channel. This channel you cannot post in, you can only react to the comments. And we're going to try to keep this one more up to date and active with updates and announcements and not just the Zoom meetings. So a little bit more details will be coming in that. But I also know that a lot of people are in this one and don't navigate Telegram really well. So I'd like to keep this announcements and updates tab going at least for a while until people are used to the other channel. If you post in this group, I'm not going to yell at you, but I'm going to forward your message into the proper channel and then tag you in there so that you can follow your question in the appropriate thread. And then I'm going to delete out of the announcement and updates tab. This will only be from admins and leaders so that we keep this clean and moving. Zoom calls, as they often will get posted in general for the timing. The announcements and updates is going to also post the Zoom calls and the updates so we can kind of keep up to that and clean and not have to find them. But also, if you ever need to go back and want to find a Zoom call or the overview update from Corey, this will be in there for you. And then a lot of these other ones are paused and timed out temporarily. We're going to start. I'm going to try to build up this training and education one a little bit more with some of these Zooms for mine specifically, especially as we get into some of the generic stuff. Merchants and barter. I know there's a little bit of some disagreements on this one. Opened it back up. The thing with this group being TXC and Iskander, looking for some relevance to it. So if you're posting an item like a t-shirt or something that you have that's a TXC apparel, totally fine. If you're posting something that's generic, whether it be silver, gold, coins, a car, a basketball, whatever you're trying to sell that's not TXC related, it would be nice, considering we're a TXC group, that you at least look at taking that peer-to-peer payment, even if you need to add an on and off ramping fee of 10% or whatever, so that you're able to get the funds that you need. Otherwise, there's Craigslist and there's Facebook Marketplace. You can sell those on those channels and not cloud the group. So that's kind of, I just wanted to go over that and give an update on what we're trying to do. We're trying to get the group cleaner and easier to navigate. There's a lot of people who avoid Telegram because it's so cluttered. So if we can keep the clutter just in general, keep the rest of them organized and well, it'll help us be able to direct our team members and everybody so that they can keep up to date with what's going on. So one of the fun things that we got going on is the price had a nice little rally this week, and let's talk about it. So let's go to the 1 hour candle. This is Texacoin or TXC's chart using Bitmart's volume and exchange data. And we see that we've kind of came up and we're starting to flatten out a little bit, looking like we're trying to build some support here. There was a large wick back here that probably got a lot of people excited seeing that. That was a huge volume surge right here. Somebody placed a fairly large order and got a little run up. So if we zoom out a little bit, you can see one we hit down here on a large wick off, shot back up. This kind of shows a hard bounce, and that's often looked at as support. Kind of rallied up, and you can see this large wick up also meets the bottom of these candles. That's showing that that line with more touches gives you more clarity in this, that we have a real support line. We got all the touches right around here, shot up, bounced off it, came back down. And we can even see that there was a little bit of action in here, a little bit of action in here. And look, we shot down here again. So looking at 18 cents as a solid support line that we built in, and we have solid volume throughout that, out that range, causing or reconfirming that action. What's this big wick down, though, as if you're looking at this candle, that would often be very scary. One thing to look at, though, is to see the extremely low volume is just a price uncertainty. So the price was obviously going down. That big wick that shot way down, though, was not necessarily selling pressure that pushed it down. It was just a lack of buying pressure. So something in the market with the very thin liquidity that TXC has didn't take much to cause that sharp drop. And then you can also see with decent volume, we can surge price very also up very high. So this is kind of a nice little range that we saw. Hopefully we don't see this again, but we did come up, came back down, and these wicked down in about the same area that we wicked here. So if you look at 15 cents as a pretty solid support line, that's, building in that floor foundation for the price to keep discovering and moving up. We're seeing that. You see, I already had this red line. I had that little 19 cent. This was from all these. I'm actually going to delete that for now. And let's see if we can see some of these wicks down where they bounce and where we're at in this area. Looks like we're pretty much across right here, 21 cents. So looking for this right here. I'm going to zoom in just to show you where I'm looking at all of the wicks down and the consolidation. This tighter range in price is going to be our consolidation with a wick down before it, kind of showing that level, and then here confirming that level. And then here's another confirmation. So we have a solid support at 20 cents or 20 cents, almost 21. And you can see that it kind of came into play over here too. So now that we are on this little rally that started back, let's see, when do we want to start this rally? We're going to start this rally Saturday. So this is almost a week of action. You can see the yellow line is a rolling volume weighted moving average. A lot of moving averages or especially volume weighted ones will stop counting day to day to day. Personally, I always look for a rolling volume weight because I don't want one day to have and then separate to the next day. And even though that second day has less volume than the first day, the moving average would move way more drastically because it stopped counting between the two. But if you do a rolling volume weighted moving average, it combines all the days together and it's seamless. And you can see that this yellow line that is has acted as support. Anytime the price is pulled back a little bit, the price has touched and then excelled up, and never really dipping below, with a couple of these wicks here recently as we're starting to kind of consolidate at the top end of this and showing that the top of this 21.5 cent is kind of trying to act like resistance. So I'm just going to do a ray, which is just the half one. I'm just going to go across the top of those. Oh, I meant to do a horizontal ray, but that's okay. We'll just do it like that. So we're looking to break above this, and the above this ironically should line up in this range somewhere, and that's going to be our next resistance. But we're building nice solid support here, and you can even see we just triggered over this little green dot, shows that we're on the bullish side of the moving average and looking to break up. So hopefully we get a little 1 cent action here, and we might get some move up, which will be another 10% move. So really exciting. The volume has surged and we're seeing this consistency. The stairways up is always strong moving. One thing that has attributed to a lot of the consistency in the volume lately is the amount of people who are participating with bots. And the grid bots on the WeBot and PieNX platform are really nice for people who don't have the time or ability to constantly place and remove orders to keep the order books full. And right now, this price action that we're at is at a really good one that I want to show you with this one. I don't know if it lets me know, where did I start to break even? It shows it on my phone, and I don't know if it's going to show it on. Oh yeah, here you go. This is where I want to the value that you get with these grid bots. So when I initially started this, my initial price was at 0.2375, which we're below that. But because this one's been operating for almost 3 weeks now and accumulating and dropping and accumulating and dropping as the price fluctuates, making some small deposits along the way, I've actually accumulated an extra $11 of profit from all those price fluctuations, which now has me in profit by $2, even though the price is below, it's at 21.89. Price is below where I would. So had I just came in and just bought, the $750 worth, and I bought all of that in TXC, it would have been at this 0.2375, and I just set it and forget it. I would be losing money right now. But these bots are actively fluctuating throughout that price zone, creating small little arbitrage profits and then reinvesting them and accumulating more coins. I now have more TXC than what I had when I initially would have started with, had I bought them all at that 23.75. And now that the price is close to that, because I have a higher balance of coins, my holding is in profit value as it's higher than the 750 initial. So just kind of the cream of why these grid bots are exciting and why actively buying and selling is more beneficial than just buying and holding at times. Obviously, buying and holding is great because you're controlling that supply and you're holding on for when it goes up. But actively participating and controlling that volume is one, building the market book and building the appeal factor of the project and its market dynamics. But for you itself, if the price ever does come down a little bit after your initial buy, you can actually accumulate to where you get into profit sooner by averaging down and accumulating more coins. So just kind of a little fun one that I wanted to jump into. The big thing I wanted to kind of talk about, I've been meaning to do this, is with the Telegram channel, how we're trying to focus on cleaning it up. Make sure you're in that announcement channel specifically. That is going to be no comments at all. You're unable to ask questions in that one. It is only for updates around the project. And then for the group, we're going to try to keep the announcements and updates to just that. And then let's try to get the questions and such in appropriate topics so that we can for those who want to come in and look for information, they can find it easier without having to try to navigate through too much. Make it easier for everybody. So if anybody has any questions real quick or requests for the meeting this afternoon. Oh, sorry, I didn't even realize the glare. Can't even see me. That's okay. Yeah, shoot me any questions if you guys want. If not, I'm gonna call this one real quick and jump on some other projects. But I'm gonna do 8 p.m. Central Standard Time today, and I'm gonna get a nice big presentation together with some of the market dynamics and some of the stuff that's coming forward through layer twos, through gaming, through the education, and some of the optimists are the hopeful possibilities that we're going to see with TXC on the horizon. So yeah, I don't think any questions. No. Let's see if you guys can unmute yourself if you want. If not, all right, guys. I'm gonna call that, and I'll see you guys this afternoon. Have a good one.